All right, kindergarten, February, number corner. First, you have the notes from Bridges as to what they're advising for the month of February. The ones in bold being like the main components of number corner. And then if you keep scrolling down, you have my notes. And what I'll say to you, there's a lot of information for each one. So it's just like, what are you going to take from this and what are you going to put where? So like on Mondays, like every day I'm going to do days in school and I'm going to do the calendar grid. And then the other components, or then calendar collector, whether you're going to do that every day. And then the two other components, maybe you'd get that in once a week. So for example, calendar grid, you could hit, of course, every day. And what are you going to do for the month of February? You're going to be counting a lot of dots. And so the idea is to count the total amount of dots and then also look at the red versus the blue. So we're going to keep track of how many are red and how many are blue using Unifix cubes. And then we'll compare those two amounts. So, for example, on the second calendar marker, I have one blue, one red. They are the same. They are equal. So we could have those word resource cards up to showcase those words, like these down here. And so this is just to give you the reminder to have some red and blue Unifix cubes to keep track and compare those red and blue versus each other. And then how to count the total number of dots. Once you start getting more than 5, then Bridges suggests to put a sticky note over those dots and put a 5 on it so that kids are kind of moved towards counting on instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'd start at 5, 6, 7. And then you would undo the sticky note and then you could count them all just to be sure, because a kid might want to do that. So then if you have one like this, you're going to go 5, 10, and then instead of going 5, 10, 15, the idea in kindergarten is to count on from 10. So you're going to go 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we can work on 10 and some more. And then also each day, we're trying to incorporate a tree saying, okay, well, how many total dots did we have? If we had 19 dots, I'd have 19 at the top, and then 14 of them were red, 5 of them are blue. So I could say 14 plus 5 is 19. You could even write a subtraction sentence if you want. If I have 19 total and I take away the red, 14, I'm left with 5. Now you might be like, oh my gosh, no way. Do what you feel for your class, okay? And then here are those word resource cards I was talking about. All right, so there is a observation chart to fill in if you want to. For me, I'd kind of just keep track of the Unifix cubes, and then I would just make a tree each day. Like, I probably would skip out on the observation sheet of paper where we're actually writing the numbers. Up to you. Okay, calendar collector. This one at the top of Bridges' notes, it says it's in additional notes that the calendar collector is fun and engaging. If you have time to include this workout, it'll reinforce many of the skills. However, if time is short, drop this workout. You decide what you want to do. I think it's a pretty short workout if you just did this up here, which is just collecting a penny every school day. So be like, oh, we get to collect one more penny. And then you just have your big penny display cards up. And once you get to 5 pennies, well, that's special in money. 5 pennies is the same as 1 nickel. And so then you put the nickel next to that row of 5 pennies. So you just keep adding on your pennies. And then at the end of the month, we're able to see how many total pennies we collected. And we can count it by pennies, or we could also count it with 5s and 1s with the nickels. Over here off to the side, of course, there's another tree. And that's just to say, okay, we're trying to get to that special number 5, so we get a nickel up here. Right now, we only have 3 pennies this week. or wherever we're at, we only have 3. And how many more do we need to get a nickel? 2 more. 3 plus 2 more is 5. So that's what that tree is for. So if you were to do anything in Calendar Collector, just be collecting that penny a day, trying to hit that nickel. Here are some other ideas if you wanted to keep going with ideas of money, would be try acting out a story with them, and you'd give a kid 5 pennies and they come to the store with their 5 pennies and they get to buy some stickers, and each sticker is a penny, and let's say they got 3 stickers. So then are they going to have any pennies left? Yes, they'll have 2 pennies left in their hand. So, and writing a subtraction sentence to show what happened. So I started with 5, but then you had to give me 3. Now you have 2 left. So here's some other extension ideas with that. Looking at who's on the coins of the penny and the nickel, and reading stories about that. There's the 5 pennies problem work page. There's a link to that on this notes sheet if you want to do that. Then you keep going. Days in school. You're just counting those days by 10s and 1s. And then also talking about how many more to 10 with your link or your dots. How many more do we have to the next tens number? And now this month we are introducing Crandall the crab. And he is going to be taped over here because he's helping us with our tens numbers. And why would he be helping us? Because a crab has 10 legs. So Crandall the crab is going to help us. He's friends with Hap the Happy Hopper. Yeah, he's helping us out. And he has 9 cousins that are also coming along. And that's what they say right here. You guys have, you can print this out and have it up to show that that's a total number of 100 crab legs up here. We have 1 crab with 10 legs, 2 crabs with 20 legs, 3 crabs with 30 legs, 4 crabs with 40 legs, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay? And you can play a certain game with Crandall the crab to work on tens numbers. So you'd have kids standing in a circle, and it explains what you do right here, and you're counting by tens, but then every so often you stop. You'll say stop, and you hand a sticky to that person. So let's say we stopped on the number 50, and then they have to go take their sticky note up to this that you printed out on the board, and they have to stick it at the number 50. And so it's just a good way to visualize like what number is 50. And they cover it up, and then we keep counting 60, 70, 80, stop. So now we're at 80. I'm going to have that person go up and cover up 80 with the sticky. And then we keep going 90, 100, and then we start over 10, 20, stop. And then we put a sticky note there. And you keep it going until all those 10 numbers are covered up right here. And then you work with the class to uncover each one again. So they could even practice writing the tens number at that point. So that's Crandall the crab, if you want to incorporate him in and helping to practice writing those tens numbers. Then you have the component of computational fluency. And this is all about just story problems with addition and subtraction and trying to have the kids use cubes and 10-frame mats to act it out. So you could use these ideas down here for how to come up with stories, or you can just read a fun book once a week that would be good to come up with addition and subtraction problems. Like, do you have some books that have little addition and subtraction problems in them? Or you can just pose your own farm animal story problems with these ideas here, okay? This one, for example, I'd say, okay, you guys, get your cubes ready. They have 2 trains of 10 cubes. They're different colors. Like I have 1 train of red, 1 train of blue, and I have my 10-frame mat. Then me as the teacher, I say, oh man, there were 3 cows eating grass in the field. Okay, I want you to take 3 of your cubes and put them on your mat. Okay, they have 3 cows eating grass. Okay, now, oh, you guys, now 4 more cows walked over and started eating with them. So now they're going to take 4 of the other color, and put it on their mat. So now we had 3 cows eating, and then 4 more came. So now we're going to write 3 plus 4, and how much does that equal? All together, how many cows are eating grass? And then we come up with ideas of how they got 7. A kid might say, well, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or another kid says, well, I went 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I went 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I saw 3 and 3, that's 6. And 1 more is 7. So you might have some different ideas of how they arrive at their answer. Another way of coming up with story problems is to use your 5-frame display cards. And you just have a kid pick out a card. And you say, okay, we're starting with the number. They pick it out, 3. And Joey, what kind of farm animal should we use today? Horses? Okay, we have 3 horses. All right, put that on your 10-frame mat, 3 horses. And so they put 3. And then we pull out another number. Oh my gosh, 5. Oh man, 5 more horses, blah, 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 right? So you can use your 5-frame cards to make it more exciting. Another suggestion with subtraction is to say that the farmer started out with 10 of a certain type of animal. So I pick on someone for the type of animal. Say it's chickens. He started out with 10 chickens. Go ahead and put 10 chickens on your 10-frame mat. And now I'm going to have a kid pick a 5-frame card and then 2. Oh my gosh. But the farmer looks out at dinner and he only sees 2 of the chickens. There's only 2 of the chickens left. What? Okay, go ahead and take off those cubes off your board. There's only 2 left. So now we're making that subtraction equation of 10 minus however many equals 2 left. Now that's a harder equation to write because your unknown is what's missing. So feel free to leave that equation part of it out. The other component for you is number line. And this one could be something that could be quick, just on a daily basis, where you have your number cards all up on your pocket chart, and you just pick a card from your pairwise 10-frame and your pairwise double 10-frame. Pick a card, and then we find it on you flash it, and then we put the blue card and cover up that number. So let's say we flashed 15 down here. We flash it, we talk about it, we air write it, and now we find it and we cover it up. Maybe we do a couple of those a day or something. Another idea here, making numbers that are in the pocket chart with yourself. So like you're going to point to the number 8. So can we make the number 8 with our fingers? Yeah, we can. Okay. How about the number 14? Try to make that. Oh man, we only have 10 fingers. So we're going to need a partner. Get a partner. Okay, you guys are hooked at the hip. Now one of you is 10. Show 10. How many more do we need to make 14? So whether you want to go there or not, having partners making those teen numbers. Another idea of working on those teen numbers is to cover up all the numbers in your pocket chart, and you just have 10 showing, and you have the happy hopper helping out, saying he's going to hop from 10 somewhere. And we're going to roll this dice to see where he's going to land. So we roll the dice, we get 8. So from 10, we have to take 8 hops. So where are we going to land, do you think? So then it's a matter of doing 10 plus 8 and seeing that that's 18. And then the one other component they have, activity they have for number line, is this worksheet that is working on that 10 and some more with the happy hopper. Okay? All right, as I said earlier, that is a lot of things in February Number Corner. So it's a matter of saying, okay, what can I do daily? And what things could I possibly do like once a week or something? Okay? Good luck.